Hi everyone and welcome to Dean Park. In this episode I'm going to take a look at interior coach lighting and in particular the Maglight system from Hornby. Along with the Maglight system you've got three other ways really to operate your coach lighting. You've got the magnetic system that Accurascale have adopted, and this is controlled via pickups on the track, and it's also got a stay alive in it, so it gives a flicker free operation. The second method that I adopt at Dean Park is direct lighting from pickups that are uncontrollable. You can't switch them off via a magnet or any kind of switch. As long as there's power to the track, the lights in the coach will be illuminated. This was done using DCC Concepts spring pickups that go onto the axles, and they're fed through via wires through our capacitor to allow flicker-free operation, and onto an LED lighting strip that's fixed to the top of the coach. And this was retrofitted by me on some Bachmann ScotRail Mark 1s. The third option for controlling your interior lighting is via an onboard decoder with pickups coming from the axle. So as long as there's power to the track, the decoder will be actually receiving power. And this gives a lot of options, especially with interior lighting and flashing tail lamps, separate guard compartment lighting, and also, if your coach is fitted with it, central door locking orange lighting. This is very much the creme de la creme Rolls-Royce option of interior coach lighting, so you will pay a little bit of a premium for this, with these coaches retailing from around the £80 mark and beyond. So as you can see, we've already got quite a few options on the market for lighting your coaches, from the magnificent Mark IIB and C from Accurascale and Mark IIF from Bachmann with factory fitted lights, and also the do-it-yourself version on the Mark 1 there. So will the Hornby Maglight system sit comfortably alongside these three other options? Well, let's find out. I'm now going to get stuck into fitting this Maglight system to a Hornby Mark III. If you've any feedback or questions, please post those in the comment section below. And if you want to support the channel, please hit those like and the subscribe icons. If you wish to be notified of all future uploads from the channel, click that notification bell as well. The coach I've decided to use for this conversion is a Hornby Buffy coach. I could have chosen a standard open or a first open, however I want to see how the Maglight works in the kind of Buffy kitchen area. We can all obviously see it through the seating area, but I wanted to see the effect you get in an area which isn't just normal windows. So what exactly do we get in the Hornby Maglight packaging? Well, we've got an LED strip there, and that's self-adhesive, along with a battery holder, and that's all soldered up. You don't have to worry about any soldering. We've got a single kind of coin cell battery there, and we've got the Hornby magnet in the package as well. And we've also got a comprehensive set of instructions to follow. So let's get started on fitting this lighting unit to this Mark III coach. Removing the body from a Hornby coach has always been fairly straightforward. Just put your fingernails under the edge of the coach and prise apart at the ends carefully, and then it should release the clips along the length of the coach, like so. And there you've got the plastic strip already pre-fitted to stick the LED lighting strip to. With the body off, the instructions now say I have to remove 4 screws from here, 2 holding the lighting bar on and 1 at each end that holds the seating compartment in place. So a small crosshead screwdriver will do the job here. Now I've got my trusty bit of black foam out here, so should anything fall off, it won't bounce off the hard baseboard and disappear onto the floor. It'll be absorbed into the sponge. So I'd recommend that you use sponge when dismantling any delicate parts of your model, such as getting into the body of locos or coaches. There we go. So that should now remove the lighting bar and the coach interior. With the coach now dismantled, you can see the metal bar there just to add weight to the coach, and also the kinematic couplers at each end. What it tells me to do now is to turn the coach upside down to remove the the cover for the battery compartment, but that's just caused the kinematic couplers to come out of position. So the instructions probably been better asking me to remove the battery compartment from underneath first, as opposed to doing this and giving myself extra work with the kinematic couplers. So maybe I've just read the instructions wrong, but it doesn't appear to be that way. I think the instructions are just the wrong way around. Right, next part, I have to feed this lighting strip through the battery compartment at the bottom, like so. Careful you don't damage any of the lighting strip, or indeed this little PCB board that you've got to connect to the lighting bar. So there, I've got that through okay, and the battery compartment obviously stays underneath to go into this circular housing. Right, so what now? I have to peel the back off this self-adhesive lighting strip, connect it to the lighting bar itself, and then connect it all up with the rest of the coach. So I'll go ahead and do that now. First, what I'm going to do is remove this screw from the underside of the plastic lighting bar so that I can connect this PCB, which has got a hole in it, like so. Screw that together. I can keep the screw in. That seemed easy enough. Now that that's screwed in, that'll give me a better idea as to where I can position the lighting bar so that I'm not pulling those wires too tight. If I'd put the LED strip on first and I'd done it too far along, I wouldn't be able to screw that into the housing. So just be careful the order in which you do this. The instruction manual sometimes isn't too specific, but I think you really have to be when you want the lights positioned correctly. Right, that looks okay. What I've done is just trying to keep it central down the middle of that bit of plastic, and just push the self-adhesive down. You'll see here from the two wires coming from the PCB to the lighting strip that they're not overly loose, but they're not too tight either, and that allows me to get the lighting bar as far along that way as possible, so when I hold it up it's kind of halfway along the length of the coach, which is what you're looking for. Hornby have been quite clever with the design of this Mark III. They've even got a small channel there in the chassis for fitting the wires into before assembling the coach. What I would recommend, and what I'm going to do, is I'm going to put a little bit of insulating tape there just to hold the wires in position before putting the seating area back on top. And now for the moment of truth. I'm going to take this button battery here, push it into the holder, take my Hornby Maglight above this PCB board, and there the lights have activated. So I'll put the battery neatly in the compartment below, put the cover back on, and then put the body of the coach. But as you can see there, the lights are operating. When you're putting the seating area back in, don't over tighten these screws or it restricts the movement of the kinematic coupler, so just be aware of that. There's also a slot in the seating compartment there to allow the wire to come through from the chassis through the toilet area to the lighting strip above. The coach is back on the layout. You kind of got to remember what end you have the magnetic switch at. It's at the passenger end of this particular boofy car. When I put the lights out, I'll take a couple of stills because my camera doesn't seem to like the dark loft. It seems to struggle to grab any light and it goes all fuzzy. So I'll just show you a couple of stills of the coach in the darkness. So what did you think of that? Obviously the camera stills appear a little bit brighter. The camera will try to grab onto any light that it can and kind of overexpose it. So the coach lights aren't as bright as that when you've got them on the layout. And they're certainly no brighter or any dimmer than the Accurascale Mark IIBs or Cs or the Bachmann Mark IIF. The added advantage of the Bachmann Mark IIF is that you've got a decoder on board so you can change some CVs to change the lighting level to suit you. Now, if you think about fitting those to say 8 or 9 coaches, it's a reasonable investment. But I think if you want coaches on your layout and you're going to get the benefit of the lighting, then I suggest that you give it a try. Have you got this system already actually in your coaches? If you have, go and let me know what you think of them in the comments section below. In the meantime, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video. On the screen now are a couple of links to other content from Dean Park that I think you'll enjoy. But until next time, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.